Aboard for Florida. For the first time since the 1970s, Amtrak is offering direct service from Chicago to several cities in Florida. And tonight, the first Florida-bound Amtrak train left Union Station a little after 6 o'clock. The train is called the Floridan, of course, and will end its journey in Miami. But with stops along the way in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., Columbia, Jacksonville, Orlando, and Tampa, it is not a fast ride, 48 hours in fact. But that wasn't stopping train lovers tonight from climbing aboard for a little bit of history.
Try it sometime.
Yeah,
you'll like it.
We tell our friends and all to give it a try. It's a lot more fun than going by plane or car because you see so many things out your window.
Amtrak says coach seats start at about $100, and if you want a private room, that is about $700. And if you want to ride the rails to the Sunshine State, you better do it now because Amtrak says the route will only be available for a limited time. That looks like fun.
It does, and in a few weeks, maybe we may all want to go to Florida when all that snow.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, all right? And as you've seen from the news clip, limited time, for a limited time only, you can go from Chicago to Florida, okay? And one must ask themselves why, okay? Why are they allowing a straight shot from Chicago to Florida, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, Illinois is a blue state and Chicago is a blue city, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So you have a lot of these so-called white people, Edomites, they're looking to leave Chicago because of what? All of the fluctuation of migrants and, those Venezuelans. This is the narrative that the mainstream media is pushing or was pushing, that the Venezuelans was coming in and taking over some of the apartments, and hey, these Edomites are trying their best to get from around that type of environment, all right? And as we seen from the couple that was on there that was trying to, I'm not saying in some way, shape, or form insinuating, but they were trying to tell, send a message to their other counterparts, their other Edomites that, hey, try it. $100, you can leave Chicago and come to a more red or Republican state, more conservative state such as Florida, okay, where it might not be a bad idea to, have a city or a state where you could flee from where all hell breaks loose, man. All right, so Esau, Edom, even their lower class Edomites see the writing on the wall, man. All right, and they're looking to get the hell up out of these states that's ran by the Democrat, okay, because pretty much, they're going to be the first ones to go to hell in the handbasket, man. All right. So I don't think it's that's just me, in my opinion. I don't think it's by just coincidence that they're allowing for a limited time only that you can, get on the Amtrak train and ride from Chicago to Florida, nonstop. Although they said they got a few stops in other cities, in other states, but for the most part, it's a straight shot. All right. And like the Edomites said, it beats flying, because they don't want to have to deal with them on the airplane, it beats flying and driving, man. All right. They going back to the way it was back in the 1860s, in the early 1900s, when they used to travel by the way of coaches, on trains and things of that magnitude. So, hey, man, these Edomites are looking to get from about these cities and states that's, heavily ran by Democrats, man. All right. I don't think they're going to wait around to see whether or not Trump is going to actually start deporting them or not. They're going to already start making their moves. But, hey, it's coming to that time where, like it says in 2nd Ezra, what we're about to read, that a man should desire to go into a city but can't, okay? these cities are going to be heavily monitored and tracked by the mark of the beast, man. Okay, and you could thank your 47th president if he take office, because more than likely he's going to implement or have some type of infrastructure put up where they can track migrants, whether it's illegal or none, that's coming and going from out of the country, from out of city to city, from out of state to state, because he said he wants to put up a new wall, or he wants to put up a wall or a border. How much more if he used that digital tracking ID that he can track all the migrants that's coming and going, all right? He may just say, in order for you to stay here, you just have to get tracked or get chipped with that mark of the beast, that micro CHIP. So this is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Because, hey, these cities are going to be heavily monitored and tracked, okay? And if you don't have the appropriate credentials, and they're saying starting next year, as of May 2025, you're going to have a digital ID to travel what? Domestically, within the state, within the country, on airplanes. You're going to have a digital ID to fly domestically, okay? So, whether it's by train or not, people are going to look to be leaving these cities, man. And you can't fly without a digital ID. You're probably not going to be able to get on a train without a digital ID. And this is the way that this infrastructure is looking like it's set up to be going, in the form of digital ID. And we know it's eventually going to be spearheaded by that micro CHIP. So it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, 2 Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Right. And that's the narrative that they painting, that, Chicago is a troubled city. I forgot where else the Venezuelans was, what they were saying, the Venezuelans, which is the Northern Kingdom, was coming in and pretty much, setting up shop and causing havoc. I believe it was in Arizona, where they had the so-called, put out the narrative that the Hells Angels had to come and put things, or, threaten to put things back in order. So these cities are going to be trouble, man. All right. And you're going to see individuals looking to flee and go into other neighboring cities or states that may not have that type of issue, but they're not going to come in there without the proper credentials, man. Okay, so this thing's all going towards digital, man, a way of tracking you. All right, your every moves and your every whereabouts. And if you don't have that appropriate ID, you may get what? Carted off, rejected, turned back around. And if you're not from the country, you may get, escorted or deported back to your original place of origin, okay? Whether that's another country, whether that's another city or state or whatever, okay? If you don't have the appropriate ID for clearance to come into this city, town, or state, or country for that matter, you're not going to be able to come in, okay? So it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, okay? And you can see it on those two Edomites, the man and the woman, that, hell, they already see the writing on the wall. You can tell they got a little bit, age behind them. Their hair is, white, showing you that they've been around for a while. So they probably can remember back to when America was probably great for them, okay? Back in the late 60s and 70s, okay? Potentially maybe even the 80s, man. And to see their city, their state, and to see their city or state in the condition that it's in now, they probably, getting ready to make that run for it, man. Pack up and whatever they got, just say the hell with it, man. We just gonna move to Florida and start all over again, man. All right, because we see the condition that our city, our state is being ran, and if Trump don't actually deliver on his promise by, the first day taking office, that he said he was gonna what? Start deporting these migrants back to their place of origin, those that came over here illegally. All right. So it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations. You know, and like I said, I'm just speculating, but it could be these blue cities, towns, and states that this affects first, man, because these are the ones that's, heavily in the spirit of defund the police. They are saying, forget, back in the blue, as they said, okay? And these Edomites have to be able to see the writings on the wall, man. Their country that they knew at one point in time is vastly changing right before their very own eyes, man. All right. And they may be looking to go to these safe haven cities that's ran by, Republicans, okay, where they can still have some type of resemblance of what they think America should be ran like. All right. So it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time. The infrastructure is just about put into place. They got the digital ID where you have to have that appropriate ID in order to travel domestically. All right. From, flight to flight. So, the Amtrak train may be the next step, man, until they make that digital ID. Okay. You're not going to be able to escape. You're not going to be able to escape this mark of the beast system, man. Okay. It's going globally. It's going worldwide. Okay. Digital tracking is the way of the future, man. All right. What you once knew as having autonomous and freedom to move about without having a paper trail, that's a thing of the past, man. Because even these stores like Walmart, now they're saying that they won't take certain dollar bills, man. Certain bills in general that's being mutilated or, some way, some form or shape, damage. This is the way of the future. Okay. They're getting ready to get rid of all this digital, all this paper trail. They're going to go digital. All right. And another thing, I believe that Trump hired Elon Musk and another guy. He just came up with this new task force or department called the Government Efficiency. Okay. So we have to see exactly what that's all about. All right. So all we have to do is just sit and be patient and wait on the Lord, man. Okay. Because eventually he's going to show just who is who. Okay. This devil will get exposed, man. All right. Because he can only say for so long that, the micro CHIP isn't exactly what it is. Okay. Eventually he's going to come out with it and say the hell with it. Because why? Revelation 12:12. He knows he has but a short time, man. All right. And you can do nothing for the truth. Or Slocky, you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. All right. I believe that's 2 Corinthians 13:8. All right. So this devil, hey, he, whether he know it or not, he's doing the will of the Heavenly Father, man. 2 Corinthians 13:18, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So all things works together for them that fear the Most High. Romans 8:28. So everything is going according to plan. All you have to do is exercise patience and be patient. Okay. Have faith. All right. Because, hey, we here, man. All right. Trump going to do what he got to do. He going to be used for whatever, will of the Heavenly Father wants to use him. More than likely, if it be the Lord's will that, he used Trump to bring forth this mark of the beast system, man. Okay. So just be patient, man. All right. So that was it. Not going to make it too long. Just found it interesting that all of a sudden they are giving one-way trips from Chicago to Florida, man, from a blue to a red state for a limited time only. All those who want to come. All right. So this is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads what? Be sober. Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right. And it could go the other way around. They could be housing in some of these illegal immigrants and, you know, bringing them down here to Florida. We don't know, man. We don't know exactly what's going on, all right? But we have to stay circumspect and, you know, keep our head on the swivel, man. So that's why we have to continue to be sober and be vigilant, all right? Why? Because the adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, all right? So if you don't have your head on the swivel and you're not constantly looking and watching out for what's going on in the news and measuring the time diligently, you know, with this word, these scriptures, then hey, when things start to happen and you get caught off guard and you out there left naked, man, you have no one to blame but yourself, all right? So, you know, continue to stay focused and sober, all right? So be sober, be vigilant, all right? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, all right? And with that being said, I pray some more of us edify through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.